Hi everyone, thanks for coming. My voice is a bit cracking, but I'll try my best. My name is Mina, and today I'm excited to share our work, Vid2Coach, a system that transforms how-to video into task assistance. And before we start off, I want to ask a question. How many of you have attended a cooking class to learn from a chef? Oh, I see like 3, 4 people. Then how many of you have watched a video online to learn a new recipe? Okay, almost everyone. And as we just saw, many people watch how-to videos to learn new skills. And with how-to videos, you can learn new skills anytime, anywhere, and you can also adapt learning to your preference and control the pacing. However, how-to videos can be inaccessible to blind and low vision people. For example, the man in this tutorial video says you can chop it like this, and the narrations miss key visual details like what tool he's using or what shape and size to cut into. Also, how-to videos often assumes that the person watching can visually evaluate the process. For instance, this example video says, turn off the heat when the butter turns brown, but if you cannot see, it's really hard to check the color. So our key idea behind Vid2Coach is to integrate this rich information from how-to videos to build a camera-based task assistant so that it can provide accessible instructions and feedback. And to design the system, we first questioned how would human experts provide such guidance. And we recruited vision rehab therapists, so they're the experts who teach diverse life skills to blind people. And they provided remote test guidance based on a how-to video. And blind participants followed these instructions while streaming an egocentric video from their smart glasses. And the experts monitored the progress. We saw that they provide detailed instructions based on visual demonstrations in how-to videos, and also supplemented tips and non-visual workarounds beyond what's in the original how-to video. And finally, they also offered a lot of proactive feedback and also answered a lot of users' diverse questions. And based on these insights, we built Vid2Coach, and here's some short demo. First, Vid2Coach provides instruction and demonstration details extracted from the how-to video.
Step 1. Cook the bacon. We will need bacon and a pan. Action 1. Heat the pan until it's hot. The person in the video uses a medium to large black skillet without any oil.
Can I connect to the audio? Like, where's the jack? Oh, I lost it. Thank you. And Vid2Coach also answers users' questions with the context of the video.
Action 2. Add 3 thin rashers of bacon. The person in the video uses bare hands to lay them flat in the pan. Each rasher is placed in a single layer to ensure even cooking.
Wait, I don't need to add any oil?
You asked if you should add any oil to the pan. According to the video, no oil is needed because the bacon will render its own fat.
And it can also provide proactive feedback.
Careful, some of your bacon strips are overlapping on the left side of the pan. Try spreading them out so they cook evenly. Great, you have added 3 strips of bacon to the pan, and they are not overlapping. The bacon is still primarily in pink color, so keep going. Great, the bacon is turning into brown. Keep going. You seem to be done, because the bacon looks dark brown and crispy. You can also check by feeling its crispiness with a fork, or listening to the sizzling sound. Would you like to move on to the next step?
Okay, that was the demo. So how does Vid2Coach actually work? There are 3 main components in our pipeline: how it understands how-to videos to generate instructions, retrieve from external resources to provide more tips, and monitors user progress for feedback. And let's look at the first one. So taking how-to videos, frames, and narrations as input, we use an LLM classifier to find those relevant for following steps. So here we filter out the greetings or more chatters. And then we use clip embeddings to find frames relevant to this step extracted from the narration, filtering out the complete dish shown in the intro or talking head frames. And then with the extracted frames and narrations, we use a large multimodal models to generate high-level instructions and demonstration details that describes how many bell peppers are using what tools and into what sizes. So how well does it work when compared to naively using this state-of-the-art models? We saw that Vid2Coach actually identified more number of facts than what's originally provided in the video's narrations. So higher is better in the first one, and also it had lower hallucinations, and the lower is better in the second graph. Next, I'll talk about how we generate tips. So from the instruction generated earlier, we incorporate the user-specific information such as vision or preferences, and we use RAG or retrieval-augmented-generation on external resources. And this is to get more accessible workarounds that are not present in the original how-to videos. For instance, for low vision users, Vid2Coach suggests to use high color contrast cutting board. And for blind people who are not familiar with using knife, it might suggest to use scissors instead. Finally, let me share how Vid2Coach provides feedback by monitoring users' progress. So for some tasks like cutting bell pepper, you can actually feel by touch that it's complete. But if you have to melt the butter until it's brown, obviously you should not touch the burning butter. So we extract the visual criteria from the how-to video. So if you see no butter in the pan, it's irrelevant. And if you see butter and then it's like in bright yellow color, it's in progress. And when you finally see the golden brown color, you know it's complete. And using these pre-generated criteria, we look at users' egocentric stream, and we classify the status as irrelevant if the person is washing hands, and we wait for them. And we know it's in progress when the butter has started to melt. And when it's complete, showing brown, we let them know. And for progress tracking, our approach of using visual criteria actually outperformed models like Clip or Gemini. And we also conducted a user study with 8 blind participants with cooking experiences, and then they performed 2 cooking tasks, one with Vid2Coach and one with Baseline, and this was conducted in their own home kitchen setup. And in the baseline, we let them use any existing approaches, and this is a pretty strong baseline. So they listened to how-to videos to get instructions, or they called sighted volunteers to get assistance. And here are some examples of how people use Vid2Coach to get feedback, either proactively or by request.
Great, you're currently mixing the melted butter in the pot. Keep going. You seem to be complete because the butter seems to be fully melted and combined with the egg mixture. You can also check if you notice the mixture has a smooth consistency.
Hey assistant, does this look right?
You asked if it looks right. The pancakes in the pan appear to be brown, which indicates they are cooking.
And they also asked a lot of diverse visual questions about the surroundings or objects they're using.
Does it look smoky in here?
You asked if it looks smoky in here. No, it does not look smoky.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
Assistant, what product is this?
You asked what product this is. It is a container of Good and Gather iodized salt.
Cool. Here we show the results of step completion. So showing correct steps as blue and mistaken steps as yellow or red. And compared to the baseline, with Vid2Coach, participants made around 60% less errors in following the steps. And let me show you more examples. In the study, they made this bread flapjack, and this is how it's supposed to look. But in the baseline, participants often didn't know that they had to crush the bread or how much oil to add, and they also couldn't finish on time. And these are results with Vid2Coach, looking more closer to the reference image on top. And in another task, they also made eggs Benedict. And baseline users forgot to halve the bread or couldn't poach the egg correctly. whereas Vid2Coach users completed successfully, even assembling the Benedict. And beyond just reducing errors, compared to the baseline, Vid2Coach also involved much lower cognitive load. And participants mentioned having more agency in performing tasks, saying that even if sighted volunteers are available 24 all the time, they want to achieve it on their own. And they were also excited to gradually personalize Vid2Coach because unlike human assistants who change every time they call, they can adapt Vid2Coach to follow their personal styles. And finally, they envisioned how Vid2Coach can have societal impact by improving access to skill learnings. As one mentioned, a lot of people assume that blind people cannot learn new skills quickly or need some special trainings, but with Vid2Coach, they can actually learn easily. So what's next? Vid2Coach relies on accessibility resources to provide useful and actionable tips to blind people. While we manually collected these in this work, we should consider more scalable or reliable community sourcing. And another direction that I'm really excited about is to use multimodal guidance. So Vid2Coach only used verbal instructions and feedback for blind people, but in the future, we could also integrate with visual overlays for low vision people or give haptic signals for more urgent feedback. And finally, while we mainly explored cooking tasks because they're most common and everyday task, we can also expand to broader activity domains. For instance, if it's exercises or learning dance, it will require other considerations like body pose estimation. With that, I would like to end my talk, and thanks for listening.
All right.